Good Friday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to what's making news today, let's take a quick look outside our weather window from this afternoon. Beautiful shot. Looking back at the Wenatchee Valley, this shot today comes from our Sky-Fi tower camera up on Jump Off Ridge. And if you look to the left center of your screen, that's where our Wenatchee Heights camera is that we use quite often here. But boy, lots of sunshine out there and plenty of wind as well. And that made for a pretty typical fall day, late October day today. And as we get into the weekend, Halloween is Sunday. And here's a look at your forecast. A lot of trick-or-treaters will be out from about 3 to 5. The youngsters, temperatures then generally in the upper 40s and lower 50s, but if you wait until after sunset, it's going to get kind of chilly out there with temperatures into the upper 30s. The good news, sunshine throughout the day on Sunday, and we'll talk much more weather coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. The Chelan County Sheriff's Office is searching for a suspect or suspects in a drive-by shooting early this morning in South Wenatchee. Yet another suspect is in jail over the June 5th gang-related shooting that wounded one man in East Wenatchee. Both directions of Highway 28 just east of Soap Lake were closed for more than 4 hours after a minivan and a semi hauling hay collided yesterday morning. And the North Cascades Highway has been shut down since last night after a mudslide covered the roadway about 30 miles west of Winthrop in Okanogan County. But first, our top story tonight. Schools in Bridgeport were locked down for a short time yesterday afternoon following a shooting near the school campus. Douglas County Sheriff Kevin Morris says shortly before 3 p.m., an unidentified 25-year-old Bridgeport man was discovered with a gunshot wound to the abdomen near the intersection of Douglas Avenue and 15th Street. That's just a block from the high school. Students were released after deputies determined the shooting was an isolated incident. The circumstances of the shooting and the condition of the victim is not known at news time. The Chelan County Sheriff's Office is searching for a suspect or suspects in a drive-by shooting early this morning in South Wenatchee. Nobody was injured in the shooting about 5:40 a.m. on Terminal Avenue near Methouse Street. Chelan County Sheriff Sergeant Brian Lewis said somewhere between 3 and 7 shots were fired. Lewis said investigators haven't determined if a vehicle reportedly seen in the area is connected to that shooting. Well, yet another suspect is in jail over the June 5th gang-related shooting that wounded one man in East Wenatchee. 28-year-old Juan Arturo Bolianos was arrested Wednesday, suspected of acting as an accomplice to attempted murder. He and 3 other men, plus one juvenile suspect, allegedly staked a home out near 9th and Baker Streets and fired multiple shots when the occupants returned home. 3 other men, Jorge Reyes, Armando Valdez Godina, and Gustavo Angel Peña Guana, are also charged in that incident. Reyes is suspected of acting as the primary gunman. In other news, both directions of Highway 28 just east of Soap Lake were closed for more than 4 hours after a minivan and a semi hauling hay collided yesterday morning. The semi rolled in that wreck and it spilled its load of hay. The driver of the semi, 37-year-old Timothy K. Crumbaugh of Richland, was transported to Columbia Basin Hospital in Ephrata with unknown injuries. That, according to Washington State Patrol Trooper John Bryant. The accident happened about 10:15 a.m. when a 2018 Dodge minivan failed to stop at the intersection of State Route 28 and Road A Northeast and then collided with the semi, resulting in a large amount of hay and some diesel fuel being spilled on the roadway. The driver of the minivan, 69-year-old Mary J. Thomas of Ephrata, suffered minor injuries. She faces charges of failing to stop at a stop sign. Well, the North Cascades Highway has been shut down since last night after a mudslide covered the roadway about 30 miles west of Winthrop in Okanogan County. Washington State Department of Transportation workers closed the highway at milepost 164 in both directions shortly after 7 p.m. with heavy rain still coming down. WashDOT said this morning it's expected to remain closed until at least mid-evening tonight. The mudslide is in an area burned this summer in the Cedar Creek fire. That fire burned more than 55,000 acres and led to the closure of Highway 20 for several weeks. Well, coming up next, Douglas County's prosecutor says a sheriff's deputy acted properly in the fatal shooting of a Wenatchee man in April of 2020. The Chelan County Sheriff's Office is looking for information on a pickup that's suspected to have been involved in at least one theft and prowling incident and possibly more in the Monitor area. The CEO of Cascade Medical Center is stepping up to help lead other hospitals in the state. And the Discovery Center at Rocky Reach has a new host. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
911, what is the address of your emergency?
Yes, it's me. It's my husband. I think there's something the matter with him.
It was a feeling that I'll never forget, like being able to meet them and know that he survived.
Okay, tell me what's happening. Is he conscious?
No, he's not. He's not.
Okay, take a deep breath for me. I'm getting you help.
Rivercom means to me that I still have my husband here with me. They're the ones that guided me through saving his life.
When it comes to finding a memory care community, you want the very best. You want to know that your loved one is safe and receiving compassionate care in a loving environment. Fieldstone Memory Care is an innovative assisted living community designed for those with Alzheimer's, dementia, and Parkinson's disease. You'll find a community specifically designed to enrich residents' lives. The Fieldstone team is here to help you navigate the important decisions you face when a loved one has dementia or Alzheimer's. Welcome home to Fieldstone.
Raising a family may have seemed overwhelming to your parents, but they weren't. Coach, teacher, life guide, caregiver. Family takes care of family. And as the circle of life continues, you now are their caregiver. It may seem overwhelming, but we're here to help you find the support services necessary so you can provide quality care to your elders.
Call Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington at 1-800-572-4459.
Welcome back. In another news, Douglas County prosecutor says a sheriff's deputy acted properly in the fatal shooting of a Wenatchee man in April of 2020. The finding from prosecutor Gordon Edgar says Deputy Nick English, quote, acted in the defense of others who appeared to be in imminent risk of great personal injury or death when he shot and killed 29-year-old Thomas Mathis III in a Rock Island home. English was first to arrive at a 911 domestic disturbance call in the 2500 block of Norma Lane, where Mathis was allegedly pointing a handgun at a 28-year-old man and a 33-year-old woman lying on the floor. English, a 26-year-old deputy with 3 years on the force, shot Mathis twice with a rifle through a living room window. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Investigators later found the handgun Mathis allegedly wielded was unloaded. In a 40-page internal investigation, police says all three involved parties were intoxicated, and the incident began with a domestic dispute between the male and the female. Edgar says English will not face any criminal charges in that shooting. The Chelan County Sheriff's Office is looking for information on a pickup that's suspected to have been involved in at least one theft and prowling incident and possibly more in the Monitor area. The Sheriff's Office said the vehicle seen on a door camera video is a black or dark blue 2000 Chevrolet Silverado that appears to have a white roof and white driver's side door handle. Anyone with information on the pickup or the two occupants is asked to contact Deputy Cole Soriano at the Rivercom non-emergency line at 509-663-9911. The CEO of Cascade Medical Center is stepping up to help lead other hospitals in the state. Diane Blake became board chair of the Washington State Hospital Association as of yesterday. The organization advocates for hospitals statewide. Blake is already a sitting board member of the WSHA. She'll hold the chair for the next calendar year. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Please stay with us.
I'm Jared Sessler. Nemo Residio means nobody left behind in Latin. It's heartbreaking to know that in Afghanistan, Americans and our allies were abandoned behind enemy lines. This is a national disgrace like we've never seen before. Today, as your neighbor, and tomorrow in Congress, I will stand firm to ensure this never happens again. Go to jaredsessler.com today to contribute. I'm Jared Sessler, and I approve this message.
Dr. Wayne Latimer's Chiropractic and Integrative Multicare specializes in all level of injury care. If you've been injured in an auto accident, on the job, have a sports injury, or a simple fall, call today for a free consultation. They offer a combined multi-care approach with medical, chiropractic, physical therapy, massage, and acupuncture. For relief from long-standing injuries to basic solutions for the weekend warrior, Latimer's Chiropractic Integrative Multicare is one stop, one location.
Mary Maids of Wenatchee has been professionally cleaning and sanitizing homes and businesses in North Central Washington since 1998. Mary Maids uses commercial-grade cleaners and viricides. Mary Maids has implemented additional safety and sanitation protocols. They are strictly following CDC guidelines for the safety of their clients and employees. For expert help with cleaning and sanitizing your home or business, call or look up Mary Maids of Wenatchee to schedule your free estimate today.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Voting ends Tuesday in the current general election, and the North Central Washington Young Voters Organization has been quizzing the candidates on where they stand. NCWLIFE has been presenting segments from their forums on local school board races all this week. In tonight's feature story and our last debate segment, we turn to the race for Eastmont School District Board Member at Large. That's an open seat being sought by Joy Daw and John Stewart Jr. The two candidates were interviewed separately at different times.
How will you work to ensure the school board curriculum remains unbiased and fact-based?
Unbiased and fact-based. So I would say stay true to our history. We have to stop. There's maybe a lot of you know what historical revisionism is. So historical revisionism is where people go back and then they start rewriting history according to what they want it to say. And so unfortunately, this is a big deal right now. And instead of helping to educate our kids on where we have been, and I'm not saying everything is 100% perfect, but we have a very good, strong country. And so we need to teach our kids the basics. We need to teach them about our history. We need to teach them about science. We need to teach them about reading and writing.
The way that the curriculum is structured, or the curriculum selection is structured, is that the school staff selects the curriculum and the school board approves that curriculum. And so it would be important for me to have some time to study the curriculum that is selected by the school in order to be able to determine that it is fact-based and it has not been skewed in any way to take away from the history, the true history of America. And I think that that is very important. I know that I want, again, everyone to have the same high school experience that I had, and that high school curriculum included the good and some of the bad of America's history. And I think that's important that we all learn those things.
Time now to take a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Not a bad day out there today. Beautiful shot from our jump-off ridge Sky-Fi tower camera back at the Wenatchee Valley. And boy, lots of blue skies out there today, and that made for some nice warm temperatures. 59 degrees today. That's well above where we should be at 53 for this time of year. Record high 68 in 2012. Low this morning, 46. That's 10 degrees above where we should be at 36. And boy, just a couple of years ago, it was a cold one. Record 20 back in 2019. Picked up another 1/100th of an inch of precipitation overnight, and that now gets us to 3.83 inches for the year. Sunrise 7:40, sun sets tonight at 5:48. Let's take a look at your Saturday weather forecast. And I'll tell you what, if you like this afternoon, you're going to love this weekend because it's going to be a lot like it, except just a little bit cooler. 54s for Moses Lake, Ephrata, and Quincy. A little cooler back west and up to the north. Eniat, Wenatchee, 53. 46 in Lake Wenatchee, and 53 tomorrow at Lake Chelan. Tonight we can expect mostly clear skies, a lot like it is right now. Light breezes out there. The question, with all of the cold air coming down from the north and all these clear skies, will tonight be our first freeze in Wenatchee? Well, here we go. 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. 30 degrees in Wenatchee, 28 back in the Spokane area. And boy, all of us here in our viewing area will see temperatures in the upper 20s to lower 30s. For the rest of Saturday, then, it will be sunny. We talked about just a light breeze, a little cooler tomorrow, lower to mid 50s for high temperatures. And then for Halloween on Sunday, things look pretty good. Sunny skies and mild upper 40s to lower 50s in the daylight. Upper 30s and 40s as we get into the nighttime on Halloween. And then as we kick off our next work week on Monday, we can expect mostly cloudy skies. Here's our next storm system and frontal boundary right here. This is early in the day Monday, but that will slide up our way. There we go in the afternoon with high temperatures on Monday into the mid 50s. For Tuesday, just partly cloudy skies, kind of a break between weather systems. We will see mild conditions again with temperatures primarily in the mid 50s, and that'll be just slightly above normal. For Wednesday, that storm system begins to move in. The next one, and here it is wrapped up off the Oregon coast. That'll mean temperatures in the lower 50s. And then as that system moves a little closer to us on Thursday, we will see mostly cloudy skies, a 50% chance of rain. And boy, it's all over in central Washington as we get into Thursday with high temperatures in the lower 50s. Let's take a look now at that 7-day forecast. Tonight, 32 degrees. I'm going to say it. Freezing tonight overnight. 53 and cooler for Saturday. Boo to you on Halloween. It looks pretty good, though. Seasonal high temperatures at 54. I think that'll even be a little higher chance for rain as we get into Monday, but we'll wait and see at 54. And then more rain towards the end of our forecast. Cloudy on Thursday with a high then of 53. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Winter is a great time to trade in your current hot tub. Turn your old hot tub into money with Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa's trade-in program. You can save $500 to $1,000 off of any new artesian spa or take advantage of a free Bluetooth music experience. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa recommends draining your hot tub every 3 months. Ask us about our drain and refill special. Stop on by Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa today.
My name is Catherine Thomas, and I'm running for the Wenatchee School Board. The school board should work for the parents of this community, and I want to bring the public back to the public schools. I'm a registered nurse, the wife of a medical professional, and the mother of a Wenatchee high school student. I'm running to bring common sense, courage, commitment, and compassion back to the public schools. Vote Catherine Thomas for the Wenatchee School Board.
Different birds enjoy different types of foods, so it's important to offer all the right things for the birds you want to attract. Sound complicated? It doesn't have to be. Our Flying Star Combo is an all-in-one feeder that attracts all the birds in your backyard, with seed, suet, nuts, and fruit. Stop by our store to find out how you can get started feeding the birds. Wild Birds Unlimited. We bring people and nature together.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Friday to you. Seattle Kraken have put together back-to-back wins for the first time in franchise history after a 4-1 win over Minnesota last night. The Wild got on the board first, and it looked as though they'd gone up 2-0, but the second goal was disallowed. That gave the Kraken an opening. They jumped through for the victory.
Foligno waiting off his stick, corralled by Kaprizov. A centering pass. They score! Ryan Hartman in the dead slot. Left unmarked. And Minnesota strikes early. Wheel it deep right through the blue. Jaden Schwartz, Fleury with a shot. They score! Hayden Fleury with a bomb from downtown. And Seattle has tied it. Here's Fleury faking, walking in, delaying a shot. Short side held the wrap chance. Score! What a goal! Hayden Fleury has two. Here comes Donskoy. Dumba came across, Gord, Tanev in the slot, will dangle, bullseye! Turbo time! Brandon Tanev with an empty net goal, 3-1, Seattle! Giordano, pinball wizard, right in. That's Kraken hockey, baby. A rousing win.
Yeah, Kraken hockey, baby. Seattle will host the New York Rangers Sunday at 6 o'clock. You can watch the action on Root Sports Northwest. Well, the Wenatchee Wild continued the road gauntlet to start its BCHL season this weekend in Canada. Wenatchee looks for its first win of the season at Salmon Arm tonight at 7 o'clock at the Shaw Center. Sean Ziers will have the call locally on KPQ. Wenatchee picks up its skates and after tonight and heads for Trail to face the Smoke Eaters tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Wild are still 2 weeks away from their opening home ice schedule, November 11th and 12th. Well, turning our attention to the local Les Schwab scoreboard in prep football last night. That's right, they got it going early. Omak polished off a Caribou Trail League championship with a 41-14 win over Cascade. Tonight is the battle for the bronze shoe between Kashmir and Chelan at Sargent Field at 7 o'clock. Quincy hosts Othello in a non-league game coming up tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock. In B-League football last night, Okanogan finished a perfect season in North Central Washington League play with a 42-0 shutout of Manson. Etihad beat Soap Lake 38-20. Coming up tonight, Orville visits Pateras, while Bridgeport plays at Liberty Bell. Brewster visits Lake Roosevelt tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock. We will have our cameras and gear at, Eastmont High School. Yeah, NCWLIFE channel. 6-2 Eastmont Wildcats take on the 3-4 Davis Pirates tonight. Wildcats have continued to depend on the ground game to remain alive for the playoffs, rushing for 1,905 yards so far this season. Coach Michael Don says the credit needs to go to the offensive line.
Offensive line, I thought, has just been super physical all year and done a great job. With musical running backs because of injuries, they've just had a lot of different backs step in, and every back who comes in has been able to succeed. And that's a big part because our O-line's done a great job. And even subbing in offensive linemen, we've played a lot of different guys up there, and those guys have been able to come in and do a good job. So I'm proud of this group, and they've done wonderful for us.
I was able to get out to practice the other day, caught up with the guys who don't normally get their faces on TV.
It's the offensive line for the Eastmont Wildcats. Now, normally this is what running backs and quarterbacks see of these guys who are in the huddle. You don't really see their faces. All right, guys, turn around. Take your helmets off, for goodness sakes. We got to see your faces. And maybe a slide from Swan over here. They're not the big uglies. Now, okay, I'm going to first have you introduce yourselves. So here we go. I'll go over here first.
Andrew Swan, left tackle.
Left tackle.
Connor Prazer, left guard.
Okay.
Alex Dufour, center.
Okay.
Tony Ortega, right guard.
Okay.
Gael Gonzalez, right tackle.
Okay.
Skylar Bryant, tight end.
All right. So do you guys have a nickname for you guys? Or do the coaches have a nickname for you guys?
For our O-line?
Yeah.
Not really, no.
You guys don't have a name for each other? Or?
Yeah, we have individual names.
Okay. Can we say those on TV? Okay, all right. Okay, so let's talk about the pride you guys have and blocking. Obviously, the offensive line is key to make this whole offense work, right?
Yeah, that is correct. Yeah, the blocking on this offense especially, we're like a big running team, and the O-line blocking is important.
Okay, so when those guys are gobbling up yards after you guys make those beautiful blocks up front, what do you feel? What's the feeling when the success happens when you're running the ball?
It's a lot of excitement, probably going with your teammates after, or if you pancake somebody, kind of just rubbing them it in their face, or something in that nature.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're excited to see the running back succeed because, you know, you're the one who helps them get there.
Despite a 3-4 record, Coach Don says Davis is a much better team and that Eastmont needs to be ready.
They're competitive in every game. They don't blow anybody out. They don't lose by a lot to anybody. They had one game where the score looks real bad, but it was 7-0 at halftime. So, I mean, it's just one of those things where the wheels fell off late for them, but every other game they've been in it. They were in a one-score game with Moses Lake in the fourth quarter. Yeah. You know, they were in and out with West Valley. They've played teams tough. They've got a stud running back, you know, big 200-pound kid who actually moves real well. He's had a few 200-yard games this year, and we got to bring our big boy pants and be ready to go.
Be sure to tune in for more of my conversations with Coach Don and the offensive line during our pregame. It's Eastmont at Davis beginning at 6:30 here on the NCWLIFE channel. Taking a look at the rest of the Big Nine schedule for tonight. Wenatchee is on the road at Eisenhower. Moses Lake hosts West Valley. Sunnyside takes on Kamiakin. In other football, Central Washington Athletic Conference play, Ephrata visits Prazer, Sela's at Grandview, Ellensburg hosts East Valley, and Othello, as we mentioned, at Quincy coming up tomorrow. Well, Eastmont finished the girls' soccer season with a win on the road last night. It was a Wildcat shutout of Davis 5-0. They finished the season 9-3 with the win and scoring 5 goals. Eastmont earned 6 points in the standings, so the Wildcats are momentarily in first place. West Valley is second, Wenatchee third, and Moses Lake fourth. Now, the schedule this weekend, Wenatchee finishes the regular season Saturday at Sunnyside, while West Valley visits Davis and Moses Lake hosts Eisenhower. The Rams need just a 1-0 win over the Pirates to take over first place of the Big Nine. That would put Eastmont second and Wenatchee in third. Well, district tournaments get underway for the smaller schools in our region tomorrow. The District 6 1A tournament will take place at Lee Bofto Field of the Apple Bowl. Well, the first game is at 5 o'clock between Quincy and Cascades. 7 o'clock game has Cashmere taking on Chelan for the district championship. The District 6 1B 2B tournament also taking place at the higher seeds. Pateras visits Liberty Bell. Brewster hosts Lake Roosevelt. Bridgeport plays at Okanogan at 11 o'clock. Tonasket takes on Manson tomorrow afternoon at 2. Well, Wenatchee wrapped up a perfect Big Nine regular season with a 3-set sweep of Sunnyside last night at Wenatchee High School. The final scores were 25-19, 12, and 16. Senior Abby Black says it was an emotional week for she and her other 3 seniors. She's glad she could focus on the win. We're not going to run the video here because we're just about out of time. Also last night, Eisenhower swept Moses Lake. Ephrata blanked Grandview. Moses Lake Christian shut out Pateras, and Tonasket took care of Liberty Bell. Also on the District 6 1A tournament, it's coming up tomorrow at Wenatchee High School. Cashmere and Chelan play for the district title at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Omak and Cascade face off for the loser out game at 5. Then the loser of Cashmere and Chelan will face the winner of Omak and Cascade at 7 for a last chance to move on to the crossover games coming up next week. All right, quick look at what's happening in college football this weekend. The Washington State has a noon kickoff at Arizona State on FS1. Central Washington hosts Lincoln out of California in Ellensburg tomorrow at 6. Washington visits Stanford for the late game at 7:30 on FS1. Eastern has a bye. Seahawks, one more shot at a win before a bye week. They'll host the lowly Jacksonville Jaguars at Lumen Field on Sunday, 1:05 start time. You can watch the action on CBS. Also, the World Series continues over the weekend for tonight, tomorrow, and on Sunday in Atlanta, as they'll play games 3, 4, and 5 tonight, and tomorrow night's game start at 5:09. Sunday's game starts at 5:19. Fox TV, the place to watch. That's a look at sports news. Have a great weekend. See you for football tonight. And you too, Grant. Back to you.
See you there, buddy. And now let's check in with Dan Koontz for a look at what's coming up Monday morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan?
Thank you very much, Grant. Join me on Monday for the first... Oh, wait a minute. That's right. I got Monday off. I'm taking a 3-day weekend. I won't be here Monday. Eric will be filling in for me. Eric Granstrom will be doing the show on Monday. I won't be here. Why am I doing the promo? I don't need to do the promo. Eric should do the promo. Have a great weekend, everybody. I'll see you on Tuesday. Eric will be in on Monday. Bye.
Bye, Dan. Have a great weekend. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. Thank you for joining us. Hope you have a great weekend, and happy Halloween. See you Monday.